we were looking at what's happened recently, looking at so many other issues around the election, and of course the need for campaign organizations to let their supporters know that there is need for us to have peace. Now, let's start from what transpired a few days ago at the Benin airport. What is your response to it?
It's sad, very, very, very unfortunate that a very gallant police officer lost his life, and according to rumors, some other persons got bullet injury. So sad that we are not yet at that peak of elections where you say things are going sour, and then you start having vets. This collateral damage is avoidable. It was very, very avoidable. But whichever way it is, I think that the actors should realize that the lives of Edo people count. They should realize the comments made by former presidents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, of the person of Bele Goodluck Jonathan, who said this: the blood of any Nigerian is not what is a contest. So for me, I think that it's hard time the key actors, if you like, you call them political actors, if you like, you call them candidates, if you like, you call them party stalwarts, realize that it is the people that matters. If we kill everybody, who do we not govern? To me, because if you ask me, I really do not see why or the need for the gunshots that happened on that day. It was totally avoidable. It was totally avoidable. I do not want to start, sharing blames, but for me, it was a very sad one, putting Edo in the wrong lights in this point, because it's not only Edo that's preparing for election. Ondo too is preparing for elections. You understand? The worst we've had from Ondo is the incumbent accusing the opponent accusing. I really have not heard of any death. The only death so far recorded in Ondo was before the primaries, and from investigation it was said not to be related to politics, even though the man is a politician, but he had other businesses and all that, but it wasn't during a political rally or any political stuff. So those should not be seen shedding blood over nothing. As we speak, it is only God Almighty that can determine who will sit at Osadebe Avenue on the 12th of November 2024. Because for me, having to start shooting guns, because if you ask, Party A will tell you it was Party B, Party B will tell you it was Party A. Let's put aside who started the gun shooting, but let us realize that we are first brothers and sisters. Now look at the candidates, for instance, the two candidates of the two parties from which is accused of this mayhem and death calls. Both of them are from the Esa extractions. They're from Edo Central. So why? Two brothers? So for me, I do not think that having to shed blood, innocent blood, is the way out. I think that they should be talking to the people, telling us what they intend to do. Most unfortunately, political parties in Nigeria today do not have manifesto. They don't.
You cannot say so.
No, let me tell you. We must call a spade and not a farm.
Yeah, but they have manifestos.
Let me tell you, when in the days of UPN, you know that the UPN manifesto was free education. You understand? The agenda, their blueprint was just about free
ideology now.
And their ideology. Yeah. You understand? And then you know that NPN was talking about agriculture, revolution, and all of that. So you will see. But right now, so for me, I should think that they should go back to the drawing board. Begin to talk to the people on what they intend to do for the people. See, we are first brothers. Unfortunately, party politics and religion has come to tear this country apart.
Okay,
if we must move forward, the candidates are the answer to this violence. Okay. This violence is unnecessary. Okay. It's unnecessary because it will not yield anything. First of all, the era of ballot box snatching is gone. So why all of this?
All right, so Osabo, the situation, that transpired at the Benin Airport is very, very, confusing, if you may want to say now, because we remember the former deputy governor now, he was there. Perhaps if the former deputy governor was not there, that what transpired would not have happened, because the allegation that we got in the media was that the former deputy governor came to town since he got the High Court judgment, But don't you think he would have probably just be patient? I mean, that case was not brought to a logical conclusion yet. It wasn't as if the Federal High Court ruling was going to be the final of it all. So don't you think the deputy governor would have probably stayed back rather than coming to town and infuriating an already tense situation? Because we are tilting it towards 2024. But the cross of the matter is that the former deputy governor came with Okpebholo, and perhaps if he didn't come, what happened would not have happened.
Mr. Evans, there is a Benin adage that said that it is better for one person to be blamed when it comes to a problem or a cause of an event. I guess Obakara know what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, the reason why I said that is this. If Power, the vigilante, was not at the exit gate of the airport, the man would have displayed the entire port road. He's not going to government house. Nothing will make him go close to government house. Because two kings cannot be in the same palace. There is nothing that would have made him drive down to government house. He would have drove around the town, go to his house.
Yeah, what we are asking,
I'm coming.
The situation was already tense.
Yes, the reason why
before he came to town, the news has filtered to Benin City
that he wants to resume.
That he was coming to.
That was why I said the state governor should have waited diligently and see if the man was coming to government house. The truth is, the law at that moment recognize him as the deputy governor.
Now, let us be mindful with the way you draw the state government into this now.
No. That's why I said they should have waited and see if he was coming to the government house. Because at the moment, nobody is working against the Nigeria law. Because the law recognizes him as a deputy governor. Pending when
the law, when you say the case has not been brought to finality, let us establish first.
I read the verdict. I read the verdict. The verdict was very, very simple.
Yes, but there's a stay of execution.
No.
There is.
No.
There is a stay of execution.
No.
The PDP has filed a stay of execution.
If there is a stay of execution, that thing would have been flying around now.
No, there is.
Evans, see, the problem we have in this country is elders don't tell us the truth anymore.
Are you saying that?
Yes.
Are you saying that?
I am telling you now that
the Edo State House of Assembly did not file a stay of execution?
No.
No, there is. Find out.
I am telling you, if there was a stay of execution, Shaibu will not come like that. Now listen to what happened that day.
Yeah.
When you are aware the commissioner was at the airport.
The commissioner of police?
Yes. According to Tony Kabaka, he went to meet that same commissioner and told the commissioner, talks are outside. What are you going to do? So if there was a stay of execution, Philip Shaibu driving on a car where you have an emblem of the deputy governor, the commissioner should have arrested him.
All right, let me pause. Let me come to Obarai. Now, Obarai, have we ever had a situation in Nigeria that the Federal High Court gives a judgment and that says it? Is that what we're saying? I mean, I understand that the cases goes into, levels. The Federal High Court rules, the Appellate Court of Appeal rules, then, of course, ultimately the Supreme Court rules. So was Philip Shaibu coming to town to take the Federal High Court's, ruling as a final judgment? Is that what we're saying?
We take that question to a lawyer. Because
we're discussing here. We have to also look at it.
Yeah, because I've read it from various angles. And you are right, I'm also right to tell you there's no self-execution from different law angles. But I'm not a lawyer, I'm a businessman, a politician. So seeing from that angle as we stand today, Philip Shaibu is the deputy governor. I'm saying it from here. So you are not a lawyer, you are a journalist. I'm not a lawyer, I'm a politician.
Yeah.
So I've told you that I've read. I read Barrister Felix Esere. I read it this morning, you can check it. saying there's not what I cannot use the terms he used, but to my own layman understanding, what was there was right. I read it. I didn't say, but because I'm not a lawyer telling you this is that, I'll be able to start shooting myself on the legs. I cannot tell you what I don't understand. So you might be right, I might be right, but if there was a lawyer here, the lawyer would have at least digested it to us to understand. Because I also know, yes,
it doesn't really need a lawyer.
It needs very. I told you, I said I read. Barrister Ifele's statement on it. I can get my phone when I drop it, read it for you. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. So trying to tell me that yours should be right, I'm telling you, no, we should not be right, we should probably lay down. It's like you are telling me what I'm telling you it's not serious. So I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I said I read Barrister Felix Isere. You can check it on your phone when I live here. What he wrote, listen, what he wrote.
There's no stay of execution?
What he wrote from my layman reading. From my layman reading, you can read it so that you can.
Anyway,
we should use time appropriately. What is meant for the lawyers should be asked the lawyers. What is meant for politicians should be asked politicians. Are you getting it now?
We have the Commissioner of Information.
It's going to be. Yes, my big brother is also not a lawyer. Are you getting it now?
If there is no stay of execution, then of course.
Evans, if there was a stay of execution, Shaibu should have been arrested at the airport.
Just go on.
Let us ask questions concerning what is not law. If it's law, because we are wasting time here, while the commissioner seated there. So I can use the time. I've told you to take this word to a lawyer. You are not, I'm not. I told you I read from somebody and this is what he said. From my layman, Shaibu is. Another person wrote. If people are writing, it should. Are you getting it now? So we should be able to get time and discuss issue, digest it properly. I told you the person's own I read, and this was what Itandem wrote. I can also cite a case of you from your sister station.
Anyway, let me
also answer you now. When somebody like Evans on that sister station was asking my senior in school, Kuso Osage, on stay of execution issue, and instead of answering the question, he hit below the belt and walked away from that live video.
That's not whether he walked away.
Listen, because he did not, as at that point, he cannot also answer. He said we should be far with issue, because even him too, trying to tell you this is what self-execution is, we will be yet believably not.
Now, Solomon Ediogbe, let's get your take on this scenario.
For me, it's just a simple thing. I think that we need to create a balance. As much as I think that there was no need for all that show, I also think that there was no need for the other side coming to wait at the airport. Even if there was no stay of execution, or there was a stay of execution, the atmosphere was already tense. There was a rumor in the air that he was coming to take over, which of course, to me, was not possible. You understand? Okay. Because for you to take over, there need to be, because as far as I was concerned, that judgment came in a day before. There was no certified copy of that judgment available at that time. You understand? If there's no CTC of a judgment, you can't run. And when you talk about execution of a judgment, court has instrumentality of execution of judgments. You understand? So, but for me, it is not trying to look for who is at fault now. The fact is that we are Edo people. As far as I'm concerned, there was no need raising the hair. I want to go and take over. It wasn't necessary. And there was no need bringing gunmen into the airport, whether by any of the parties, trying to stop or whatever. Because for me, there are law enforcement agencies. Every action that every individual Nigerian takes in Nigeria has a legal implication. You understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing that's not provided for by law. So if, for instance, there is no judgment and you are parading a judgment, there's a legal implication. You understand? So if you went to take over when you are not supposed to take over, there's a legal implication. Yes. You understand? So if you are behaving unseemly or comely, if you like, or unethically, or if you like, illegally, there are rules. So, to me, both sides had no business parading, brandishing all they brandished. Now, what can be done now to reverse the life that was lost? Is there anything?
Stay for execution.
Nothing.
Stay for execution.
No, state execution cannot bring back the dead.
Okay.
You understand? Taking over cannot bring back the dead.
At all.
Going to do a parade or a show on the street to say I won a court judgment yesterday cannot bring back the dead. Trying to say that I cannot take over when I'm in government cannot bring back the dead. So this is exactly the fact that we are looking at. That there was no need having what happened at the airport. You know, luckily enough, I was at the airport. We're just coming in from Abuja. Like I told you a while ago, I'm a member of the State Peace Working Committee of KDI. We are also looking at these factors. That there's a need to bring the actors to the table. That first you must have peace before you can have a peaceful election. You understand? If there's no peace and you do election, it will be violent election.
Yeah.
And violent election, you have inconclusive elections.
Yeah.
Litigations will be everywhere. And in the end, there will be so much chaos. And so there's a need for us to sit down, look at these facts, that we are first brothers and sisters. Whether you like it or not, when you are declared winner tomorrow, you are going to govern over Edo people. Do you know this action, this singular action of death and gun running, if you like, gunshots and all of this, may create voters apathy on the day of election. Because people will not be afraid that, am I election? You understand?
Yeah.
And people may not run and not come. And that will affect the outcome of the election. So, these are facts. And let me tell you, on both sides, they should realize that when an election is greeted by voters' apathy, there is room for manipulations. So that's the need why both parties need to shoot their sword, sit back and engage Edo people on their manifesto. They should be able to tell Edo people what they want to do, how they want to do it, and where, when they will do that. Not going to challenge each other, standing on each other's throats.
Okay.
Going to destroy billboards, calling each other's names. We not solve it. It is not the way out.
Osabo, let me come to you again. In your last take, you were trying to talk about the way supporters go to places that they are not supposed to be. I mean, you were making reference to those supporters at the airport that they were supposed to be there, urban issue. I want to expand more on that.
Mr. Evans, it's a clear fact that political parties rent crowd in Nigeria during campaign. That's why you see people saying, 5,000 they give me to go campaign. Even when you see people decamping, they go to rent crowds. They don't have the supporters.
Yes.
That's where the problem comes from. And it's pathetic that we are in a country where we have laws, but these laws are not working. Like what? I guess it was the one saying it. Or you, if actually there was a stay of execution, you're not supposed to parade yourself. That was why I said the commissioner was at the airport. Commissioner should have walked straight to Shaibu.
Also visited him the next day.
Let him anchor his point.
Walk straight to Shaibu. This emblem, you can't go with it. As long as the security of this place is concerned, I'm in charge. Shaibu, you are not the deputy governor. This is what I have. Then Shaibu will not say, I'm the deputy governor. These are the documents. That would have quenched everything.
Now,
I'm coming, sir.
I'm coming. You have a court judgment.
I'm coming.
Because at times, just hold on. Because at times we also try to look at the efficacy of what you claim to have. I mean, I don't need to fight to tell my father that, hey, I'm his son. I don't need to fight.
In Nigeria, if you don't fight at times, you don't get what you need. Although it's not the kind of fighting we're fighting that day.
Yeah.
I'm in Nigeria.
Yeah, the reason why
I've been in this country for more than 40 years.
The reason
so I can tell you vividly. But where I'm headed is this. Like what he said, after the incident, the commissioner visited Shaibu. That countered the fact that if anybody comes to tell you there was
the picture you are seeing, my friend.
I'm coming.
Just let him anchor. Just let him go.
There was a stay of execution. By now, the Edo State government should be coming up to sue the deputy governor Shaibu. Why? How will you parade yourself as the deputy governor when we have a stay of order?
Anyway, let's leave the issue of stay execution alone.
If you check the airport,
the efficacy, the judgment that Shaibu said he has, what is the efficacy of it?
The efficacy is channels yesterday said the deputy governor of Edo State.
No, we have the deputy governor. Let us not comment.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is this.
As far as we know, as far as the law knows now.
We can't have two deputy governors in a state.
So we have
the governor is a very learned individual.
Yeah.
We belong to the same alma mater, University of Ibadan. Now, by virtue of him being learned, if as of today, Shaibu is parading himself as the deputy governor, and they are having a state of execution, Shaibu should be arrested.
Yeah, but
please let me learn.
Yeah,
I'm trying to give you a situation whereby some persons are helpless because what they tell you they have, they are not having it.
All right, let me bring Osahon Baraye. Now, the efficacy of the judgment is what we are looking at. Osahon. Yeah. Osahon, just go on the efficacy of the judgments.
Yeah, it's like you invited me today to have a very sad day. I must tell you the truth. I woke up 6 a.m. and did my best to be here 7:25. No, I must tell you the truth. I'm a very, very plain person. I don't hide my feelings.
Yeah.
You ask me questions, and when I try to answer you talk to me as if maybe you know it, and when I give you my own
that is not correct.
Listen, you are my friend. You say I should talk. That's why you invited me. You didn't say we should come and argue. I should talk. So give me the chance to do that. You asked me a question of self-execution. I told you I respect the You said you're also asking me efficacy of the judgment. And somebody is also trying to tell you that you are telling me ITV have lost it. I'm sure it was my elder brother, Thomas Ado, that did that breaking news on the court judgment of Philip Shaibu.
The High Court judgment.
Yes.
We read it on the news.
I just read it on the news.
The question I'm asking you, what is the efficacy?
What is the efficacy of giving the judgment that you belong to this person? You sit down to work.
You and I were not having an argument. The question I'm asking, if you claim to have a judgment,
yes,
and by now you've not been able to do something with that judgment, then of course, what is the efficacy of it?
He has appointed his PA and all.
What type of efficacy do you want? He should sit down. If you want to invite him, he will come now. The campaign he did yesterday, what was his name? Was it coming? What was the title on it?
The what?
The title under it.
What?
The paper review you were giving when I sat down. What was the paper under it? Who decount? Who was the person that decount to APC yesterday?
Who the legacy group people?
Who led them? Led by who?
Philip Shaibu.
Who was in what position was sitting there? I wrote it.
As a member of the legacy.
No, sir. No, sir. Don't let.
We have that report of the news.
If we keep talking like this, I'm not sure. We can also count the journalists as one of the problems.
No, that's not correct.
The truth should be told. I'm telling you the truth. If you are asking of efficacy, and some people are saying this is his position, the truth remains, he can never go to government house again till after this election. But the truth remains, as we speak today, is the deputy governor.
He's not a deputy.
Don't let us shy away from the truth. Are you getting that?
As far as the law is concerned,
I should agree to yours.
Not
you are not agreeing to mine.
Not you.
You are not a lawyer. You are a journalist. So why will I not agree to yours?
You are not a lawyer. You are not.
I have told you the first time you asked me. We should abandon this efficacy issue, or else both of us will drag each other into the mud and start discussing what we want to discuss, because you are not neither am I. I'm telling you, from this angle, the elephant has a long tusk. You are saying no, he has a short tail. So if we had a lawyer here, I will sit down and listen attentively to him. If you are telling me about journalism, I will sit down and listen. And if I also want to tell you about politics, you sit down and listen. But on this one, you have efficacy. For even if I didn't go to school, which I did not go, but I understand that the man has been able to prove that what he's holding is genuine. But in the political arena, he can never, because he needs a governor who is his enemy, his rival act enemy, to implement that. So even if Supreme Court says the same, the governor will not. If they not be court rulings of House of Assembly that they moved with over 4 years, do this and it happen. So we should not come here to see something that we try to bend, we know it. Efficacy or no efficacy, in the layman's chamber where we sit down as a layman, my good friend, the deputy governor knows that is no longer.
It's not.
Two of them are close. We should not shy away. But Who will the governor, who governor send message? Let be deputy governor.
Anyway, let's come off that. Let's come off that now. Solomon Idiogbe, you've had your time. Solomon Idiogbe. Now, we're looking at this whole thing, one more time, because for so many people in Edo State, the best way to actually approach all this now is to allow peace to be, so that we can have a very peaceful election. I mean, I don't want to go, to that Shaibu's case anymore, because Osama Bari seems not to be getting it the way it should be. Away from that now. Now, peaceful election one more time, just like you were trying to explain earlier on.
Yeah, peaceful election is the way forward. And the only way we can have a peaceful election is for all the actors, the key actors, major actors, political actors, to sit down and realize, re-strategize that the people matters. It's the people that matters in an election. See, I keep telling Nigerians that don't let politicians deceive you. So your vote not matter. Your vote matters. Your vote does matter. If your vote does not matter, no politician will come and give you 5,000 naira to buy your vote. You understand?
Yeah.
No politician will come to ask for your vote. So I think that what politicians should do right now is to move away from this attitude of do or die. Let them go out talking to the people. Sometime ago I saw them reaching out, doing campaigns. That's what's important now. Try to convince the people, not confuse them. Letting them know what you want to do for them, how you intend to do what you want to do. Time like that, the duration. If you make me governor, within 1 year, I go do road where they live from here, come back to Yekoleon. You understand? Tangible things. For me, they should be printed so that you can have them to question them with. They should own it, not the ones the party campaign council members come to tell us. Let the candidate come to speak to the people. These are the things that then they should talk to their supporters. Like my brother had mentioned earlier, those political supporters had no business being at the airport. Because at the airport that day, it was so crowded. We flew in from Abuja and we saw the crowd as it were. Thank God we had even left before all that gunshots happened. But if you looked at the video, the gunshots was inside the airport, not at the gates. Because the video I saw, people were running inside the airport premises.
The gunshot inside the airport?
Gunshots. People were running inside the airport premises. I don't know if the gunshots were coming from outside, but the video I saw, people were running inside. I don't mean the departure hall. When you enter into the airport,
people were running out.
No, just scampering. Scampering, yes, now.
Scampering.
Yes.
Inside the airport.
I'm not sure you have seen the video.
I've seen some of the videos.
So the point I'm making is that there was no need having people brought with guns. You don't speak, because guns only speak blood and violence. If there were asthmatic patients that day, they would lose their lives. If there were high blood pressure patients that day, they would lose their lives. Not necessarily the political actors, as it were. Because from what I saw, around that car park area, people were running up and down, scampering for safety. Because you hear the gunshot at the background, you will understand that it was high.
Yeah.
So for me, all that was not necessary. What were they doing this for? Was that a method? Is it a part of campaign? And let me tell you, the electoral rule, the electoral law does not permit the use of violence. So what I advocate and what we also represent as civil rights actors is that the actors should go back to their drawing board, draw a roadmap of reaching out to nooks and crannies of Edo State, reaching out to the 18 local governments and all the wards, reaching out to them, to letting them know how they intend to develop the lives of Edo people. Edo people lives matters. I listened to one clip, I don't know when it was said, recently from President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, saying that the lives of the common people in the hinterland matters, that the villagers, those in the hinterland are the ones that should get the dividend of democracy.
I think he was making reference to the farmers now.
Yes, so I don't know where that extraction came from, but I saw it and I said, yes, this is exactly what it is. But how many politicians actually go out? You only see them on election period going out, but it is that time we start reaching out well and properly. Okay. And advocacy remains. Peace is the only way out. And you know, sometimes when you call them, they say, come and sign a peace accord. They say we are not at war. Are we not at war already?
All right, perhaps let's leave it off, politics now. But somehow it's still related to youths, Nigerian youths, Edo youths, during political times and all that. Now, are there ways we can begin to pass the message to these guys? So we're talking about ourselves now, that all this restive attitude that we display during an election, that we should be cautious with the way we go about that.
As a philosopher, a lot of people will not listen to what we are saying. We are in a state where if you go to Ring Road in the afternoon, within that environment of Bobizwa Park, that's road divider there. The Rockwater Hall, you see some boys, they are littering around. They don't have work. I don't want to give a specific profession to what they do, but most of them are useless. They are. No, I'm coming, please.
Be careful.
See, when I use the word
useless,
okay, most of them are jobless. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Most of them are jobless. They are.
That's the way you perceive them.
Yes, not the way I perceive them. I am not just perceiving them. I've done a research on it. They are tantamount to the Alimandiri, just that there is a little different. Now,